and welcome to this week's episode of Pop Culture News and Reviews. My name's Anthony. I'm joined by Seve. Seve, man, how you going?
Mate, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, man. And we are up to issue number 98. 98, heading headlong into issue number 100, just steaming through. But we are not going to pass over this week because we had so much happen this week, man. So much happen.
Yeah.
Not only amazing television, let's just get that out the way. We're going to have one-shots after this, guys. So we're not going to spend too much time here on it, but there's one-shots coming for Reacher and Book of Boba Fett. So stay tuned for those. There's all sorts of things happening in the world of Peacemaker, which we cannot wait to talk about as well.
That'll be next week.
We will wait to talk about that because we've got a bunch of news to hit this week. Before we do, like every week though, mate, what have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Well, you mean besides Reacher, Peacemaker, Book of Boba Fett?
Besides all the stuff we can't talk about, what have you been watching?
I haven't watched anything because they took up all the time that we can't talk about.
Look,
but
man,
what I did do,
yeah,
I bought a new game to play.
Oh, did you? All right, what are you playing?
Well, that's the sad part. I'm not. Because I bought this game. I'm like, yeah, cool. It's called Star Citizen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Sweet. Bought it. Turns out I have, with me upgrading my computer, I have upgraded everything else except for one vital piece that I need, and now I've bottlenecked myself.
Right. Okay.
Turns out I've upgraded my graphics card, so I've got a decent one in there. I've got a 3060 Ti, decent. I've got 32 gig of RAM, which is decent, overkill. But my CPU I'm running is a 7th gen i5, which is pretty old. So I've bottlenecked myself. So as soon as I start this game, it drops down to 18 frames a second.
Wow.
And runs my CPU at 100% flat out. And it's like, you're not playing this game. And I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so you
now
have to actually upgrade your system to be able to play this game.
Yes.
Wow.
I have to. I've upgraded everything else and forgot about this one piece.
That ends up being a very expensive game.
And now it's, well, see, the thing is, what I'm going to do is, it will be, because I'm going to go for probably a 12th gen i9, which means I won't have to upgrade it again for a long time. I figure I'll bite the bullet now.
Talk computers to me because I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I know. And that's a great thing. So
you could just be saying anything right now, like, you know.
It's fine. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm going to spend a bit of money now so I don't have to spend it later on.
Mate, that's always my philosophy with technology. It's that, look, it's going to be outdated in a week anyway, so try to future-proof it as much as possible, but no, you're not.
That's what I'm going to try and do.
No, you're not going to. Like, it's going to happen anyway. All right, well, mate, I did start watching something.
Oh, no.
I know. I held up our end of the deal.
What end? Was it? Did I have an end of the deal?
There was an end of the deal, yeah.
What was it?
It was that we watched something to talk about, really.
What deal? What deal? What is a deal? What is a deal?
I started watching Resident Alien Season 2.
I forgot that was back. I've watched one episode of that and I forgot that it was back.
Yeah, so it's up to 3 episodes now.
Oh, wow.
And
maybe I've watched 2. I don't remember now.
My gosh, it's good.
It is good. I just completely forgot.
It's just like a real, like, oh, what's the word? Comfort.
Fun.
Like, kind of like a Ted Lasso feel.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
A little less heart than Ted Lasso. But it's just like that nice little, instead of slipping into like end of the world stakes, which is funny because it has end of the world stakes still. But
literally.
Yeah. But you just feel so comfortable watching it. And Alan Tudyk is just, I'll watch that guy, honest to God. I'd watch him read a menu and think it was bloody hilarious.
I found out something the other day.
What was that? That
sort of blew me away, and I didn't realise, because it was before he was sort of on our radars. Right. Did you know he played Sonny in iRobot?
No.
Yes.
Now the voice. Yeah, no.
No,
yes.
He did the mocap as well.
Yeah, no, actually, yes, I did know that. Sorry.
Everything. And I had no idea.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's incredible.
No idea.
My first Alan Tudyk experience was with him as Watt in A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger and Paul Bettany, and like that cast was incredible.
Yeah.
Especially it's amazing that sometimes these casts that you look at get so much better as time goes on. You know, like at the time you're like, oh, that's not right cast. And then suddenly like the guys who were playing like, you know, guy number 4.
Yeah.
Ends up being like, you know, Simu Liu or someone like that now. You're like, oh, you're Shang-Chi now.
You're that stock photo guy.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, I think that's funny how like you look back on movies now and you're like, oh my God, this movie was packed. Like, well done. And it's in that case, you kind of go, well done to this casting director. Because they obviously saw the talent in all these people.
Yeah.
You know, well before the rest of, you know, the entertainment business did. To be able to get this guy to play guy number 4 or whatever. But anyway, Resident Alien Season 2 is on our screens. Guys, watch it if you're not, because it is good. It is really
It is
good.
great. It's great. I just completely forgot all about it, to be honest, because we're watching... I think I got way too excited about Reacher coming out. I'm like, and this is a show I've been waiting for forever.
Yeah, look, Reacher did take up majority of my last week because
like,
it was just...
Everything else can just go away. I don't care about anything else right now. Give me this show.
And it was also so easy to watch. Like, it was one of those shows where you get to the end and you're like, I need to keep watching this. As opposed to, I found Lost in Space really difficult to watch. I loved it, but it felt long at times while I was watching it. Like, I was looking at my clock being like, man, is this still just one episode? Daredevil did that to me as well. Like, I loved Daredevil, but the episodes felt long.
Yeah.
Reacher didn't feel long. It just felt like... Anyway, we'll talk about that during the one
It was basically sort of Marvelish TV show where it was a movie and they've just gone cut.
Yeah.
And that was it.
I mean, it's essentially perfect. Because that's what they did to the book.
Yeah.
Like, they've just cut this book. Like, we've both, I think, started the book now since, or have plans to start the book, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get into the books, right?
Yeah. Just smash the audio books out.
Yeah, I'm about 2/3 of the way through Killing Floor.
Yep.
And, I mean, we'll talk about it in the one shot anyway. Anyway, we'll get to that. This could just be a Reacher show again. Last week was called Go Watch Reacher. We can't just keep talking about
we'll call
Reacher.
this one. No, seriously, Go Watch Reacher.
But anyway, let's jump into the movie news.
What do we got, mate? What do we got? Where are we starting? Who are we talking about?
I'm going to jump down to miscellaneous news, which is that if you want to watch The Defenders, so that's any of the Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist,
who?
The Defenders series. If you loved any of that stuff from Netflix, go watch it now because it's leaving Netflix.
When?
March, I believe.
Oh, wow. So quick. Is it going to be moving across to Disney Plus, though?
That's what we're hearing, is that it'll probably move to Disney Plus's mature platform. So, like, here it's called Star.
Yep.
In America, it might just go to Hulu.
So have they bought it? Has Disney paid for this from Netflix? I'm guessing they would have to, wouldn't they?
The rights have reverted.
Yeah, I understand that,
characters.
But Netflix owned those rights when... So it can't just carry across, can it?
Yeah, no, I don't know how it works exactly, but apparently...
I thought they would have to pay Netflix for because they've made... that's the production that
from everything I've heard, it's that Netflix has lost it, not has sold it. So
see, that doesn't make sense because...
It just seems like your time's kind of run out.
Yeah, no, but for what that is, they've spent money on making that.
Yeah, of course.
That they're going to continue making money for, from, I should say, not for, from.
I wonder if it'll still have like the Netflix logo at the start of it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Nah, Disney will crop that. Mickey Mouse won't allow that.
Yeah, no.
Unless you pay homage to where it's come from.
Look,
but hey,
when I first read this, my first little point of mind was I need to go buy the Daredevil series on Blu-ray because they said it's going to Disney. We don't know how it's going to go to Disney. Because Disney's very good at trying to sidestep controversy as well. So if there's something in there that Disney's like, actually, we can't show that, they'll crop it and we won't know.
Yeah.
You know? And they'll edit it. Like, look, not as serious, but Hawkeye's been edited now.
Has it?
The first scene where the Stark Tower. Remember how the letters were
Oh,
always
that's
off?
right. Yeah, they stuffed it up because they didn't watch the movie. The idiots,
Yeah, they watched everything except for what letter fell.
friggin' morons.
But they've now edited that and changed it. So when you go back and watch Hawkeye now, you see the right way.
Yeah.
That's not a bad example of this happening.
No, that's a great example.
It just shows what happens when something's digital. It's that it's malleable, it's editable.
Yeah.
When you've got the physical copy, they can't do that. So if you love everything about the Daredevil series, go buy the physical copy now, just in case when it gets to Disney, it doesn't get to Disney in its completed state, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like maybe they don't want Wilson Fisk slamming someone's head in a car door.
Yes, they do.
As graphically as it was shown.
Yes, they do.
I know they do. They should do, but, maybe not.
Everybody wants that. It's amazing.
I don't know. Look, actually, I'm going to lead that into our first bit of news. You ready for this?
Oh, here we go. I'm looking at the board. I've got no idea where you're going. What's happening?
You sure?
What is life?
So Kevin Feige has done an interview about Moon Knight.
Oh, yes. No,
Right?
now I know exactly where you're going. Hello.
And he says that this is the most brutal MCU property that they have put to film so far.
So we're going to see like 4 drops of blood.
But he says to the point where he's watching Moon Knight just wail on people in the editing process. And he says, like he actually said to the editor, "Oh man, that is awesome, but we've got to pull back on this, right? Like we got to pull back on this." And they're like, no, we're keeping this. This is happening.
How can the editors override the boss man?
Yeah, no, because they've got their own little parameters they're working within. And they're like, nah, that's been shifted. That's been shifted. But Feige's pretty much saying that it just took him a while to come to terms with that. So because he's been so conditioned to have to pull back everything.
Yeah.
That he's like, oh yeah, this is cool, but we have to pull this back, right? He's like, no, we don't. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's keep it then. If you have a good look at the image that Empire magazine has recently shown of like their covers just his full Moon Knight costume, and he's standing there with his little Moon Knight scythes. He's holding them in his hands.
Yep.
If you take a good look at his actual knuckles in that poster, they're red.
Hang on. I'm trying to find where it is. Which ones are we talking? Which picture are you talking about?
So the one that's going to be their cover page.
Oh yes, the one on Empire. Yeah. He's got blood all over him.
Yeah.
He's got blood up his forearm.
Yeah. That's something that even in
he's got blood. There's also a picture of just him holding that. What does he call his little moon stabby thingy?
sickles, I think.
So there's a picture of just his hand coming down from the top, sort of like a Wolverine style.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got blood all over the cloth, but you've also got blood all on the tips of both sides of the moon. So he's stabbed people with them.
So what I love is that Feige is essentially saying, look, we're doing Moon Knight, but you can't do Moon Knight without it being at least a little brutal. Because that's the character.
Yeah.
And instead of still trying to do it, like, I'm sorry,
hang on, is this a perfect thing for Deadpool?
This is great news for Deadpool.
They're going to use this as the starting point to see what people think, and then, hello, Ryan shows up.
What I think is great about Moon Knight, and the reason why they can do this with Moon Knight, is because Moon Knight rarely interacts with other Marvel heroes.
Yes, he does.
So I don't feel like they have to. I mean, he's in the Blade, like Midnight Suns kind of stuff as well.
I didn't even think of Blade. So that's going to be perfect for Blade as well. He's going to be chopping people up in half.
This is what I'm saying. So if they're actually going to go, okay, well, we can get this tone here. We can lock this tone down, but only have this tone for these characters, essentially.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to have a Spidey who's doing that kind of stuff still. You know? I'd love to, and I'm still, like, I was watching No Way Home again the other day, and Andrew Garfield's little solo moment where he's saying he stopped pulling his punches and became bitter.
Yep.
And every part of me was like, I need to see that. Like, I want to see that Spider-Man movie because I've read that Spider-Man comic.
Yeah.
And it's awesome because Spider-Man's character is such that even the bad guys know they've got a line they can go to.
Yeah.
And then he takes them to jail. And the one I remember reading specifically was Rhino. Like, Spider-Man had had enough. He was over it. He was like, I need my bad guys to finish. Rhino didn't know that. He was just the next guy in line. Was it Rhino or was it Shocker? I think it was Shocker, actually, from memory. Yeah, it was. It was Shocker. So Shocker gets to the point where he's like trying to rob a bank. He's just wrong place, wrong time. Spider-Man's shown up, stops him, and Shocker's like, okay, then puts his gauntlets down. He's like, all right, yep, you got me. And Spider-Man just starts wailing on him.
Yeah, right.
You know? So it's like, that's when Spider-Man becomes terrifying. Because you're like, there's that line, even his enemies know he won't cross. So they think they're safe playing up to that line.
Yeah.
But when he moves that line, oh man, I'd love to see Andrew Garfield do that. Anyway, we're off topic, but Moon Knight is going to be brutal and I'm all for it. You know I'm a big Moon Knight fan, so either way, man, I'm so keen for this. Absolutely keen for this.
It's a winner chicken dinner.
I reckon we're going to get another, because they're ramping it up.
We have to get another trailer.
I think we're going to get a Super Bowl something.
Oh, speaking of Super Bowl, bring on... Actually, we'll talk about that later.
Did you realize you were just jumping the movie?
I was just going all over the place, and I realized what I was doing, and I'm like, no, shut up.
You noticing that Super Bowl is doing that, though? They're dropping like all their trailers and adverts before the Super Bowl.
Not all of them. They're giving you trailers to trailers.
It's weird, right? Like, it used to be that we just wait, and it's funny because here in Australia, or Perth specifically, the Super Bowl happens at like 8 a.m. Perth time.
Yeah.
So we wake up and we're suddenly getting hit with this, like, look at this trailer, look at this, and we're at work like, oh, okay, this is awesome.
I've been at work for 4 hours before that happens.
Yeah. But like, we're at work like, oh man, I just need to take a break so I can watch all this stuff that's happening.
Shut up, toilet break, I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Which turns into an hour because after it happened, I went on the line and started reading comments.
And watching reactions and...
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry guys, just not feeling that well. But anyway, they're dropping all sorts of things that we thought would be waiting for the Super Bowl. Other stuff we're seeing is that we got a Kenobi release date, so we might actually get another trailer for that as well in the Super Bowl, so keep an eye for that. But Kenobi is dropping in May, we've been told.
Yeah, not May 4th either, which is odd.
Yeah.
It's May 25th, which means nothing. It's like, why would you not go May the 4th?
You've missed your opportunity here. You really have.
What?
Well, they have.
Oh, they have. I thought you meant I have. Yeah. Like, I missed no opportunity. I called it.
It's all your fault.
It's my fault. God, no.
Yeah. We also got told that season 3 of Mando should be dropping at the end of 2022. So
they haven't even started filming it yet, have they?
Yeah, they have.
I thought they were just starting to film it.
No, apparently they've been filming it while they were filming Book of Boba.
Oh, that makes sense. Throw him across while he's already in suit.
Yeah.
Well played.
They've already got
well played Favreau
there and everything.
Well played.
Yeah, you know. Look, it probably would have been like Bryce Dallas Howard just walking across sets, to be honest, because just give her all of it. Really, like I'm all for that.
Robert Rodriguez did the last episode of Boba. That was amazing.
That's fair. He was pretty good. Keep him on Boba. Because
the first episode, he did the first episode and that wasn't great.
Yeah.
So he made up for it with the last.
Yeah, he did another one midway through as well, I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah.
I think he might have done the second last episode.
But so did she. She did one as well.
Yeah. Well, she did the Mando
one, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that during the one-shots. But Mando 3 is dropping late 2022.
Bring it on.
What we also got told, and this was because of, I believe, Gabriel Luna, who people know him as, if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he was the Ghost Rider in that.
Yep.
He was in Terminator.
Yes, he was.
As well. Has done a lot of stuff, and he's a fantastic actor.
He's a great actor. Great.
So he was in Rogue One.
Yep.
And Andor is based on, obviously, the character from Rogue One, but it's a prequel to Rogue One. So it's just them doing a bunch of spy stuff, essentially. trying to rebuild the empire. He's dropped that season 2 of Andor starts filming soon. We haven't even got season 1 yet. So we didn't know there was going to be a season 2.
Imagine if it gets, if people don't like it.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yeah. Although, let's be honest, their hit rate's gone pretty well for Star Wars
they're
TV
pretty
shows.
they're nailing it pretty well.
Yeah. I don't think they're worried, to be honest. They're fine. But anyway, so we're going to get a season 2 of Andor, which is, that's confirmed, that's going to start filming. So we've got some good Star Wars stuff coming out. We've got, as I said, Mando at the end of the year. We've got Kenobi mid-year, and we've got, I think Andor might drop just after Kenobi as well, or just before Kenobi. Because it's already filmed, it's ready to go. So Andor will be hitting us as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, Star Wars fans, be happy, man. Like, you're living well right now. You're living very well.
In other Star Wars news, we got a decent name cast in Ahsoka.
We did. So Ray Stevenson.
Yep.
Who was the Punisher in Punisher Warzone.
He was also Volstagg in Thor.
Volstagg. Yes, he was. Great actor.
Great actor. Underrated and underappreciated.
That Punisher that he did was not terrible.
It was brutal.
It was very brutal.
It was a poor script.
Yeah, it didn't.
And low budget.
It also didn't super feel like Punisher. Like, it just felt like B-grade action movie.
Yeah.
You know, with a dude with a skull in his chest. You're like, oh yeah, I guess. But either way, it was very brutal. Chandelier.
We don't know who he's playing in Ahsoka either.
No. Has Thorne been cast?
I don't think so.
Because I could see him as Thrawn.
Yeah. Well, he also played Gar Saxon in Rebels as well, so...
You know, on that, did you see the interaction with Mark Hamill on Twitter? I don't think you're on Twitter that much, are you? But it just went around where he was complaining about the fact that after that episode of Mando that Luke Skywalker was in, he hadn't been able to watch it because his hotel didn't have Disney Plus. So he was sitting in a hotel, wasn't able to watch that episode. And Sam Witwer replied to him saying, oh man, you won't believe who showed up. Like, just as, you know, like a...
As a piss take.
Yeah. Now, Sam Witwer, if people aren't across, if you watch this show, you're a big fan of Smallville.
Yep.
You'll know that he was Doomsday.
He was also in The Mist.
A bunch of other stuff, The Mist, etc. The big one I want to call, though, is that, have you seen Rogue One? Sorry, Solo. Have you seen Solo?
Don't think so.
Dude, watch Solo. Watch Solo and Rogue One. They're both very good.
I've seen Rogue One. I don't think I've seen Solo.
Dude, watch Solo. Like, I'm going to say right now, watch Solo. When I watched them in order, Solo was my favorite movie. It might actually still be my favorite Star Wars movie, to come to think of it. And I've only watched, like, the prequels and the main 3.
Yeah.
And Rogue One and Solo. And I loved Solo. I thought it was fantastic. Anyway, he was Darth Maul.
Did he play Darth Maul in that?
Yes. He's also voiced Darth Maul in a bunch of the animated stuff.
He was also the main character in Star Wars The Force Unleashed video game.
Yeah.
He played Starkiller.
But he's done a lot of Darth Maul stuff, and that's what I want to focus on, because Filoni brings back so much of the animated stuff into the real world.
I reckon if Whit was going to show up, he'll be showing up as a video game character.
I want him to show up as Darth Maul.
No, you want what's his name to show up as Maul? The guy who played him.
No, there's a reason why they use it.
Who was it?
It was
Ray Park.
Ray Park, I think. Yeah. Is he still like at it?
Yeah, he'd have to be, because he's doing conventions and stuff.
I remember
there
was that movie he did where he was a security guard or something, like a Star Wars nerd movie or something.
Yeah,
he was really good in that. Anyway, no, I'm all for Stan Whitwer doing it, man. But look, all I'm saying is Sam Witwer is interacting with the Star Wars people. He's out there.
I reckon because Starkiller is Darth Vader's secret apprentice.
Right.
So I reckon he'll be coming in as Starkiller. Which would then link video games to canon as well.
Which they've already done.
Which would be awesome for the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Because you'd bring in Cameron Monaghan from... Oh, what was he in? He was in Gotham. He played Joker in Gotham.
Yeah.
But he also plays Cal in that game. So you bring him across as well as a Jedi. Hello.
Look, all I'm saying, man, is Filoni's already bringing characters from the video games and from...
cartoons and from everything.
Animated series. Like, we got Cad Bane in this from the animated series in Boba Fett. This could happen. So put a pin in that. I think Sam Witwer is going to be playing in the Star Wars universe pretty soon. I just want to make that early call. So if I'm right about it, it's there. Hey, speaking of early calls, do you remember a show called Early Edition? Did you watch this?
No idea. What are you talking about?
All right. So Early Edition was on in the 90s, right? And it was about this bloke who would get his paper delivered every morning to his door, but the paper he would get would actually be the paper for the next day.
Okay.
And he would try and stop like any of the bad stuff that happened in that paper.
Yeah, right.
So like if they said, missing girl found dead, he'd be like, okay, well, where was she found? If I can get there before she's killed, I can save her.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that was Early Edition. That's was in pretty the 90s. Cool. Yeah, it was a really cool show. It felt like...
cool concept.
Do you remember Sliders with Jerry O'Connell?
No. Actually, no, that sort of does ring a bell.
Yeah.
Sliders.
It's just a dude sliding through like parallel dimensions and stuff like...
That rings a bell.
Never knowing where he's going to slide to next. It's like the tagline.
That doesn't ring a bell at all. Don't ever do that again.
Sorry. Anyway, I think Family Guy did a riff on it, but they used Jesus instead of him.
Oh, wow.
It was really weird. Anyway, it had that same kind of feel. It's very 90s. CBS is doing a reboot of that show.
Oh,
essentially. Cool. Not sure how they're probably would change it to a online edition, I guess. Which changes a bit of the story.
You get a new email every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't that just be the serial killer emailing you, though, saying what they're about to do? I mean, that's... Guys, come on.
Anyway, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it. And it's going to have a female lead instead because you can't have males lead stuff now. It's just how it works.
That is how it works.
Oh, no.
Unless your name is Din Djarin. Then
Pedro.
you're sweet.
Pedro is in everything.
Yes.
Look, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but it was a really cool concept. And I remember the show. The show was pretty cool. So, it's worth a shot. Speaking of stuff they're bringing back, Futurama.
I didn't know it had left.
Yeah, so it finished. Its season ending was actually really good.
Oh, okay. Had no idea it had stopped.
Yeah, the way it finished was really well written.
So why are they bringing it back?
I don't know.
Is this a King of the Hill sort of thing? Why? Why bring it back?
A little bit, yeah. But also, I don't think the original voice of Bender's coming back either.
Yeah, but it's so easy to find people these days that can do voices.
Yeah, but don't.
It's like Cleveland from Family Guy.
Yeah.
He's not voiced by Seth MacFarlane anymore. But the guy they found does Cleveland's voice perfect.
Yeah, of course. But this is what I mean. Firstly, Futurama finished perfectly. So there's no need to... No one's asking for anything. They're like, this season was great. That's great. And you can't get the original cast anyway. So come on, guys. We don't need this. I'll probably still watch it, but...
Didn't know it had finished. Didn't even know it was still... Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, I like Futurama. Available on Disney Plus, by the way. It's up there. If you want to go watch that.
Everything will be available soon on Disney Plus. It'd be great when DC gets bought out by Disney Plus as well.
You know what won't be, though?
What?
The Boys. That'll not be on Disney Plus. I don't think they could even fly on their star.
No.
They can't do The Boys.
But we do have Boys news.
We do. So speaking of that, The Boys has already gotten a season 4.
Of course it
order
has.
Before season 3 is dropped.
Of
and
course
this
it
is
has.
just in line with, I think it had a season 2 order before season 1 dropped.
Yeah, it was a week before season 1 dropped. They said, season 2's a go-ahead. It's like, well, this show's going to be great.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think season 3 did the same thing.
So
Amazon just knows.
Just give us season 7 and hurry up. Just announce it now.
The Boys and all their spin-offs are in the works.
How good is Amazon?
So good. So good.
Jeff Bezos is a champion.
Yeah, doing very well. Look, we've also got you said you wanted DC to buy out, to be bought out. We do have a bit of DC news. The Gotham Knights show, we spoke about this, saying we're not sure why this is happening. It's apparently
Is that CW garbage again?
Yeah, and it's going to feature Nightwing.
But we've already got a Nightwing and he's perfect.
I know. Guys, we don't need another Nightwing. We're fine.
No,
cool.
we don't need a CW Nightwing anyway.
Oh, no, definitely not. We are good.
A politically correct Nightwing would suck. Just going to
he's
say
already, there's nothing unpolitically correct about him. It's Nightwing. Nightwing's fine.
No, but he'll have to look politically correct.
Really?
And by us saying that, it can't be a he. They will have to look.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're saying it's going to have Nightwing, Bluebird, and spoiler, apparently.
Cool.
Spoiler. Yeah, look. Bluebird, I'm not across that character, are you?
No.
That's like Nightwing's Robin, right?
I think so, yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not fully across Bluebird. I was hoping you would be.
No, I'm not.
DC.
That's because you're going into characters of characters there. So if you're not reading that certain, if you're not reading or getting into Nightwing stuff, you're not going to know.
Yeah.
Because, Nightwing's an offshoot of Batman, and then you've got Bluebird, who's an offshoot of Nightwing, and then there'll be someone who's an offshoot of Bluebird, and it just keeps going. How far out do you want to go?
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's the same with Marvel.
You can find those threads you like, yeah, of course. Yeah, like all the different Captain Marvels and stuff.
Yeah, it's just you've got so many offshoots.
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking of the Nightwing we have in Titans, apparently we're going to get Lex in season 4.
That's amazing. The only problem I'm going to have is if it's John Cryer.
Yeah, look, we don't want to link
awesome Lex, phenomenal Lex Luthor. Don't want CW on this show.
But he might. What if it was him, but it was a multiverse version of him?
Matt.
So it's not that him.
Matt.
Either way,
this is where
we did speculate that Lex would appear because you can't have Superboy out in the world without Lex taking interest.
That's right. Where's Superman?
Yeah.
What is going on here? You can't just create this guy and Supes hasn't gone, well, hang on a minute.
I should probably check in with him.
Unless, the perfect plot story would be he's off-world.
That's always the case, isn't it?
That's
off-world.
How you do that. But Lex is never off-world.
Yeah.
So how has Lex not shown up yet?
But the second Lex contacts him, Supes has to have some kind of Supes is like, oh God.
You would think so.
I better go sort this out. But anyway, yeah, we're getting Lex in Titans, and I'm keen for it.
You know who you cast?
Oh,
Bryan Cranston.
Yes, especially if you've got Adam West Batman that we've got at the moment. What was his name? Who played Batman?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
what?
it just absolutely Game of Thrones. England. His Adam West Batman that we've got right now. A Bryan Cranston Lex would suit that timeline perfectly.
Oh, you'd have an old Lex, which means Supes would be old too. Older.
You need an old Lex. Yeah, he doesn't really age, does he? That much.
The big fella, no, it takes him a long time.
I do like when they do show him with the grey Reed Richards thing going on there.
Who does it better? Supes or Reed?
George Clooney?
Timothy Oliphant. That's the answer to that.
Oliphant's just gone full grey now, man. He's embraced it.
He's legit next step. Slade Wilson. There you go.
Yeah, he's almost there, man. Look, that's, I think, DC TV news. There is a little bit of Marvel TV news, though, that we skipped over.
What do we got?
And that is that Justin Hammer is returning.
I thought we knew that.
We did not know that for sure.
I thought everyone knew that.
Oh, man, I'm keen for it.
Thought with Armor Wars, you've got Cheadle, you're going to have Hammer.
So Sam Rockwell coming back. They don't know if it's going to be Armor Wars or Ironheart. But, hey, I want both.
Yeah, why not?
I need more Sam Rockwell in my life. I love the idea that Tony Stark dies and Hammer's like, oh, looks like I can just start doing
He's
more
just
stuff again.
greasing his hands together going, you beauty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or it goes the opposite way. And he becomes a good guy.
I hope not. I guess he never wanted to be a bad guy per se. He just wanted to create armor. He wanted to be that guy creating tech.
He was always, it was like he was in the shadow looking up at Tony the whole time.
He's also not good at it.
No,
which
he's
is an
not.
issue.
Because he's not a genius.
Yeah. Although he does.
And the perfect scene is in, was it Iron Man 2? And you got Don Cheadle shoots the little rocket. You think it's going to be like the tank buster that Iron Man's got, and it just fizzles out. He goes, hammer attack. Yep.
In the cartoon / comics, he does create something called a super adaptoid, which kind of surpasses anything that he's ever created before, but ends up getting controlled by, what's his name? Dude from...
Is it a suit? Because we know he always wanted suits. And can you put your head in there?
No, it's not a suit.
No head?
It's like a...
The head can't go in?
So it's a robot made out of essentially some kind of like nanotech clay that can mimic what it sees.
Oh.
So if it sees Captain America throw a shield, it creates a shield to throw. If it sees Thor's hammer, it creates a hammer. All that kind of stuff.
Okay.
There's a really cool cartoon where they use it. I think it's Avengers Assemble. And Cap takes it down by going one-on-one with it. Takes it into a rocket ship, goes into space just so it can go one-on-one with him. And Cap then beats it because he shows everyone, not everyone, but just shows the audience that Cap could take down all his teammates because he knows they're...
Oh, so he's done a Batman.
Yeah. But more of a tactical approach instead of, I'd use fire, I'd use kryptonite. It's that I know this person ducks their shoulder when they do this. I know this person does this when they do this. All that kind of stuff. Or Falcon always flares his wings at this time. That kind of stuff. So just uses that shit. And you're watching it like, oh man, he's been absolutely...
He is the true taskmaster.
Cap. But what I love is that he's taken this dude into space to off him up there, but also no one's seen Cap do this. Because that's when you get the issues.
I'm going to keep it a secret.
That's when you get the issues. When everyone found out in Tower of Babel, that
with Batman had a contingency for
they
everyone.
got angry. You know? Yeah. But you find out that Cap knows how to beat you, and you probably just go, actually, yeah, that's fair. Of course he knows how to beat me. It's Cap.
Just hits Tony with an EMP grenade.
He's trained me. Yeah, of course he knows how to beat me. Anyway, that is Justin Hammer coming back, apparently. Credit to Super Adapter. I would love to see that. I'm trying to think of the name of the villain that took over the tech from him. I think it might have been Ultron.
Yeah,
so he's created this perfect body that can beat and adapt to the Avengers, and then I'm pretty sure it's Ultron that takes it over.
He's on your beauty, cheers.
Pretty much, yeah. So it's like...
This is what I've been looking for, guys. Thank you.
The one thing that Hammer creates that works. Someone comes and
literally
just
no more
him.
strings on him. There are no strings on him anymore.
Pretty much. And then it's not Kang. I'm thinking of the word Krang because of Ninja Turtles, but it's the character that looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles that they did in...
MODOK?
No, not MODOK. It's the dude that's in a chest piece. Can't remember his name. He's big in Captain America. He was played by...
Oh, the computer dude?
Yeah.
The World War II.
I'm blanked on his name, but I'm pretty sure he takes over
my God.
1.2 to use as his body.
How did I know this?
Yeah. Anyway, that's gone.
Are we learning
I'm sorry,
yet?
guys, that's gone. But he takes it over too. The Super Adaptoid, if we get that character, I'm going to be stoked because... And you know what? 10 years ago, I would have said there's no chance we're getting Super Adaptoid. Like, that's not happening. But the amount of characters and stuff we've seen in Marvel now that they've done, like, I mean, 20 years ago, I would have said, we're not getting Guardians of the Galaxy. We're not going to get Groot and Rocket. You know, like, the stuff that Marvel's been able to do now, they're like, of course we're getting a Moon Knight series. Like, of course. So, you know what? Everything's on the table now. We'll get Super Adaptoid at some point. Guarantee it. That's going to happen.
You know what else we're getting?
Again.
Now, this is jumping into the first bit of movie news. You guys are now getting Jor-El in Kraven. The ultimate crossover. Someone's double dipping again.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, man. I'm so happy with that. So, Russell Crowe is going to be in Kraven the Hunter.
Who's he going to be? Kraven's dad?
That makes a lot of sense.
It does,
You
doesn't
know?
it? No, I don't know much about Kraven. I know about Kraven a little bit, but I don't know his backstory.
Yeah, look, so if they're doing...
If you know what I mean.
If they're doing actually like showing how Kraven was trained to be the person he is, then having an abusive father and all that kind of stuff is probably pretty important to show.
An abusive father who throws phones at you when you don't do what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
told.
of course. Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Kraven or Sergey.
I would have preferred Momoa.
Of course, he was the perfect Kraven. He was always going to be the perfect Kraven. But after you write, F you Marvel 100 times, Marvel probably isn't going to call you.
He doesn't need it anyway. Look at it. He's making bank. Aquaman is making him.
Well, let's talk about that because we got a teaser for all the DC stuff that we're probably going to see at the Super Bowl, I'm guessing.
And we got exactly what I've been waiting to see. One of my favourite characters of
all
all
right,
time.
wait. First, we got a bunch of Aquaman Lost World stuff as well. So we got a bunch of Aquaman Lost Kingdom stuff.
The Dark Kingdom?
I think it's the Lost Kingdom.
Kingdom of the Dark? Or I don't know. It's something.
Pretty sure it's Lost Kingdom. But then we got Black Adam visuals.
We got a little bit more from Batman first.
Yeah, we heard Keaton.
We got a little bit more. That was Flash.
Yeah, we heard Keaton in The Flash, which was cool. We got a really good look at the Flash. Now, look.
The cowl.
Looking at him head on and the way it was cropped, I loved it. It looked fantastic.
It looks awesome.
Fantastic.
The visors. Yeah. The visors are amazing.
Absolutely keen for that, but I'm worried that it's just how they cropped it, and when you see the full cowl, it's still
bubblehead. I think.
You know what I mean? I was like,
it's a bit of a bubblehead. It's where the Flash TV show went for like half a season until everyone went no, and then they went back. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, oh no, we went too far. But I saw it and I was like, oh, that is really cool. Oh, they've cropped this really well, and.
But those lenses are amazing.
Yeah, and I love how they've like lit up the lightning through the cowl.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Anyway, that looks great.
I'm keen for this.
Let's talk about Black Adam. Let's do this. Because what do we get?
We got Kent Nelson.
We got Dr. Fate, man.
We got to look at both. We got to look at Kent and we got a good look at the
So
Doc
Pierce
himself.
Brosnan? Looking like, I've got to be honest, man. That's kind of what I expected him to look like. So,
he's just beautiful.
That's Pierce Brosnan.
He really is. He's just a beautiful man. Like you could say, that's James Bond.
That's Remington Steele.
100%.
Is that what it was? Like he's
just a beautiful man.
That's the dude that our mums all had fantasies about. You're like, yeah.
And I
see it.
As soon as he got cast as Kent Nelson, I was like, how did I not even cast that myself? He's perfect.
Absolutely perfect.
Absolutely perfect. And that Dr. Fate costume from what we have seen, as soon as I seen it, you got a message. And I'm like, well, that's another hot toy I'm getting. God damn. Because he is beautiful.
Did you message your missus?
Absolutely beautiful.
Like start putting away in the hot toy fund because this is happening.
There is no fund. It's just called Afterpay.
Yeah. I mean, the worry about that is that
Afterpay. Just take my money.
We don't get that many DC hot toys anymore. You know what I mean? Like they always,
and that's the thing. Like Hot Toys are so useless at keeping up with
they
demand.
always like.
I'm still waiting on my 1/4 Mando. Yeah. I'm guessing I'm going to be waiting because I think Captain America comes out
August this year. It says.
When is that?
I'm pretty sure I said it was August this year.
Yeah, which will be August next year. Yeah, it'll push
to at least
so,
April.
I mean, it's just out of control. I was supposed to have Mando November. And he ain't here.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting on that.
Well, I mean, I had an empty shelf for like 2 years just waiting for my stuff to arrive.
For Cat. Yeah, I know. It's sad. I'm going to be 50 and I still might get it. That'll be when I get Dr. Fate. He'll get announced this year and I won't get him till I'm 55.
Anyway, but Dr. Fate looking good. Hawkman. Old, is it Aldous Hodge?
Aldous Hodge. I love the costume. Don't like the helmet.
I like the wings.
I love the
wings. Looked amazing.
Don't like the helmet. Don't like the helmet. It looks too big for his head.
Noah Centineo as Adam Smasher. Saw that.
Looked okay.
I mean, it's what you expect.
He looks spot on.
Yeah, you like that's great. So. Cyclone. Got a bit of Cyclone too. You know. Her. Keen.
And we got a couple more of the big fella himself. Yeah. Old DJ, and he looks beautiful.
Oh, so keen.
That suit looks beautiful.
Absolutely keen for this. It's funny that we're going to get Black Adam now. And look, I'm going to bring us full circle. Moon Knight. Like these Egyptian-based hieroglyphical... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
And Dr. Fate.
It's just funny how, like... Because this wasn't like... Because Black Adam was announced in, 2009? It's a while ago.
I feel like that Dr. Fate may be a bit too OP.
He always is, yeah, but
because he could beat I don't think of many that could go toe, even in the Marvel side that could go toe to toe. I mean, everyone likes to use the whole Scarlet Witch would beat everyone in the MCU, and she would. But I feel if she went toe to toe with Dr. Fate, that's a loss. She'd lose that. He is too.
I think it all comes down to writers with these guys.
And that's the thing. Like, have you got who's Batman writer have you got?
Because Batman's going to wipe before both of them.
Most fight. Yeah, but I mean, there's no. If you talk about OP in the DC universe, he's probably one of the top.
But they cripple him with like psychological issues,
and that's the problem. He's fighting against himself on the inside, which, hello, Moon Knight. He's fighting against himself on the inside as well.
Anyway, hey, speaking of fights we want to see, did you see the cast list for Rebel Moon Expand?
No,
yes. To include Ray Fisher?
I think Yes.
Interesting little fact
like,
here, man. Interesting little fact is that one of the characters' names are Hamada.
Now, can I read out the description of this Hamada?
Of course you can.
Because it's perfect. It's a nice little knife, and I like it. It's beautiful. Okay, Hamada is described as a lethal and ageless half-woman, half-spider. She preys on vulnerable children as a twisted vengeance for the loss of her own. The role will include some prosthetics and fight training.
So Hamada's essentially a rock spider.
He's Snyder's. I love it. I love it.
It's not subtle.
Anyway,
I said to you straight away, I'm like, man, if this happens and Ray Fisher's character kills Hamada.
Now, who do we think he got this name from? Where's his name come from? Is this the top dog of DC that he's gone? Oh,
I mean, if their first name's Walter, we'll get a pretty strong clue. You know, like
this is. I mean, this
is meta where it's at. Anyway, Rebel Moon, guys, keep an eye out for that. That's going to hit Netflix. I'm pretty sure soon. From memory,
do you think they're going to make him change the name?
Not Netflix.
And if they did, do you think he'll just go piss off?
Yeah, no worries. I'll just release myself.
Exactly. I'll film it. I'll film the whole movie in my driveway, and it'll be sold. Yeah.
Anyway,
nice.
Rebel Moon, guys.
I'm keen.
Definitely. You know what? Keen for that. This is what I'm not keen for. Cheaper by the dozen.
Where are you going? Did you watch the trailer?
No.
I didn't mind it. Honestly.
Dude,
I did not mind
in my
it.
head, I was just like, does this need to be done?
Funny enough, probably not. But I went into it thinking, oh, no, we don't need this. Why are they doing this? But then I watched the trailer and I'm like, I was pleasantly surprised.
I like Zach Braff. Don't get me wrong. I think Zach Braff's...
I like Gabrielle
Union's pretty good too.
She's amazing.
There's every part of me that's like, call it something else at least.
Just watch the trailer and see if you change. It might not change. It seems like a really good, fun family movie. That's the gist. You
know what's amazing about
which is hitting the nail on the head.
What's amazing about that first Cheaper by the Dozen is that you had Steve Martin, Bonner, Helen Bonner, is it? Whatever her name, Bonnie. Anyway, Bonnie Hunter, I think it was, as the mum. You then had Hilary Duff and old mate Mr. Welling in there. You had Piper Perabo and Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
That's a bloody solid cast right there.
A decent cast.
You know? And the kids all held up their end. Like they were all solid.
It was a decent B-grade
I got to be honest though, I never watched number 2. And it's the same reason why I think I wasn't that keen to watch this trailer, because I was like, I saw the first movie. Yeah, that was that. Do I need more? No, not really.
Yeah, give it a watch.
All right, I'll give it a go. All right. Something else I'm definitely going to give it a go, though, is Lethal Weapon 5. Lethal Weapon 5 is out there in the world, getting done. Mel Gibson's come out and said Glover is returning.
He is, yes, and he's also directing it.
Keen for this.
Mel Gibson is directing because, and I was watching an interview, and it was a good interview with Mel. He was doing like a TED talk or something along those lines, and he was talking about Richard Donner, who done the original. He wrote all the original Lethal Weapons. He done, I think, Maverick with Tom Cruise with Mel Gibson as well. And he said to him, he dragged Mel aside when they were writing it. He goes, look, if I kick because he was, I think, 96. And he goes, look, if I kick the bucket, will you take over? And Mel just started laughing. You'll be fine. And he goes, no, seriously. And Mel's like, well, okay, I'll direct it. Didn't think anything of it. But then Richard passed away. And it all came to him. And he's like, oh, no, I have to do this now. And then all the producers came to Mel and said, are you going to do it? They were all forcing him to do it because he'd be the perfect person to direct this movie. And turns out he's going to direct it. So it's probably going to be the best looking Lethal Weapon I think we're ever going to get. I think that's the way
Absolutely keen, man. Absolutely keen for this.
Because if that man can do anything, it's direct.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's certain things he can't do. Like be politically correct, but there are other things.
Hey, he's all right now as long as he just stays out of it. He's fine.
Just focus on the work, man. That's all we're asking. Just focus on the work. But anyway,
he's been forgiven.
Glover is going to come back. He is not too old for this. He is going to come back and give another run, and we are keen for this.
But he is also not going to be back as a solid.
No,
part.
It's a cameo.
It's going to be a cameo. Which means he is too old for
not
it,
all the way too old.
but he's going to make an appearance.
Probably saying those very famous lines just at some point and walking away.
Oh,
That's all you really want him to do is walk in, like, look at a gun,
because he's
go
definitely
to pick it up and be
now.
like, no, I'm too old for this, and then walk away.
Yeah, I'm too old.
No, this is someone else's business.
Sorry, Riggs, I'm done. I'm out. Murdoch, over.
Yeah, pretty much, And I don't know, his son will pick up the mantle or something, who knows. All right, look, last bit of news here.
Now, I see what you've done here. You've saved your favourite little bit for last. I see what you've done. You've danced around everything well.
So the last bit of news I have here is something that I complained about a couple of weeks ago. And that was that Jurassic World's marketing was confusing the heck out of me. At that point, they had just released their first Winter Olympics trailer, which was just like a snowboarder or something, skier, that encountered a couple of dinosaurs on their ski run.
With some dodgy visual effects and crap.
Yeah, they did about 3 more of those. Yeah,
wow.
just using different Winter Olympic athletes and different animals. Yeah, Lord. It wasn't. They were not good.
Why would they do this?
But my issue is that the whole time I was like, I don't know what's happening in this movie. Like, why are we getting these? They finally released a trailer. My 6-year-old is stoked. He cannot wait. Did you watch this trailer, by the way? All
nope.
right, so they've gone the Disney route a little in terms of.
Did you expect anything different?
No, but in terms of marketing for what works. So you remember how we had Baby Groot? Everyone loved Baby Groot.
Oh, they haven't done like a baby dinosaur, have they? Oh no!
Baloo has had a baby.
Oh, why?
Oh, it looks cute as hell, I gotta say. So this movie.
So they've already got you by that.
Yeah,
See, that's your
no,
hook,
but
line,
what's
sinker.
working for me is that it's Baloo raising her baby, so it's showing her, teaching her how to hunt and stuff. Like it's kind of cool.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about that because I feel like the movie's gone the wrong way.
Right.
We're trying to make these dinosaurs part of our thing when they should all just be shot with big caliber guns.
So I think that's the crux of the movie right there. And that's what they're going with.
Okay,
it's that
cool.
all these dinosaurs are now out living among us. And
they can't.
That's what they're saying. We can't live with them.
You can't live with a T-Rex roaming around your bloody street.
Pretty much. So that's what we're getting from this trailer. It's that you're seeing the carnage that these dinosaurs are causing to us as a people and the steps that we're trying to take to stop it. So you've got some groups like we have to catch them, cage them, and keep them alive, and other groups saying we just have to kill them.
No, you just have to kill them because they're a science experiment gone wrong.
They're not real dinosaurs, guys.
That's a 50 cal bullet. Just doof, doof,
yeah,
doof,
but it's
done.
the case of like once they're alive, they're living creatures. Doesn't matter how they got there; they're still living creatures.
But they should never have been alive in the first place.
Yeah, you know what? People say that about some people. This is all I'm saying.
Yes, and they deserve 50 cal bullets.
But who makes that call, you know? It's once that creature destroys your entire fishing boat that you go, you know what? You might need to go.
Deadpool should have killed baby Hitler.
We took out Ryan Reynolds before we read the script. So what we get here in this trailer, though, is we get Ellie showing up at Dr. Alan Grant's tent. So
they're the OG.
You've got
too,
the
aren't
OG too from the original Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Back, you've got
Goldblum
back.
Oh no!
All standing together. So you get this kind of money shot at the end of those three standing there with Chris Pratt, with Bryce Dallas Howard.
Does Chris Pratt have his hands out?
Both Chris Pratt and Sam Neill at the same time say, "Don't move a muscle." As it looks like a gigantosaur, which is basically a larger T-Rex, is walking towards them.
Didn't Sam Neill say that in the original? Yeah, well, I feel like Chris Pratt, he hasn't.
Well, he said it in. Oh, which one was it?
Probably the first one.
I think it was the first Jurassic World. Yeah.
He hasn't earned that line.
Yeah, you know, I don't mind it. I liked seeing them together. Anyway, this is pretty much, it gave us a broad idea of where it's going, but it showed us that there's a bunch more dinosaurs. So they're doing Atrociraptors. So it looks like they've gone away from the hybrids as well, which is fantastic because you're actually getting not real dinosaurs because they're not real, but dinosaurs that exist.
Dinosaurs that were real.
So Atrociraptors.
Not made up crap.
They showed the scene of him getting chased through, it looks like the streets of Italy by these really buff looking raptors while he's on a motorbike. So essentially the scene from the jungle transferred to a city with the raptors trying to kill him. You saw a Pyroraptor, which looked pretty bloody cool.
Is a raptor that breathes fire?
No, it just looks like it's got feathers, but they're vicious like dog type things.
Didn't they all have feathers? Hadn't that been proven now?
Yeah. So they're adding those in. That's nice. And Thorizonosaurus. So this is like a giant one that's got like these 3-foot claws on its hands. You see that one hunting Bryce Dallas Howard, and she jumps into the water and tries to hide from it under there.
And then you get that big shark thing that comes and eats
the
her.
mosasaur.
Does that
you
kill
see
her?
a mosasaur take out a fishing boat.
Great.
Yeah. Look, like I said, my 6-year-old is excited. I was excited. It's good. It's great.
Was Bryce Dallas Howard on that fishing boat?
No. Why do you want to take out Bryce Dallas Howard?
Because then she can focus more on the Mandalorian.
Get back to directing Star Wars.
Stop being in crap dinosaur movies and get over there.
Whoa. Let's take a step back.
Yeah, heard it
Let's
here
take
first.
a step back.
No, we're not. There is no step back.
Take a step back, man. You need to back off just a little bit.
There's no backing
Jurassic
off.
Park is a fantastic franchise. I welcome all of it.
It was.
Still is. The Camp Cretaceous series is going strong. And, my 6-year-old loves it, so it can't be wrong.
Too many cartoon dinosaurs for me.
Giant animals destroying stuff is where our wheelhouse is, so I'll watch that anytime.
If Godzilla shows up, I'll watch it. All right? That's how you solve all the dinosaur problems. Godzilla shows up, he eats them all, and then goes back in the water, and that's it. Done.
Or you get a Rancor to just really take on the Godzilla vibe.
Nah, because they just get too emotional. They're too emotional when they're little children. They just crack bananas, start destroying stuff, and pretend they're King Kong.
Yeah, it really went for a cross between Godzilla and Kong in that. Anyway, guys, we're going to cover more of this in the Book of Boba's Fett.
We're gone.
Tune in for that. So we got a one-shot coming for Book of Boba. Stick around for that. We've got a one-shot coming for Reacher. But apart from that, the news for this week is over. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
we really
guys.
appreciate it. And, leave reviews, all that kind of stuff. We appreciate all those too. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.